electron will require the higher kinetic energy to cross over the potential energy of the hill, or it will roll back. However, as a wave, the electron has the ability to pass through by propagating itself through the hill and go to the other side.
This is the science behind quantum tunneling. This is the same science which is imposed on people who witness the Bhava Samadhi Darshan. This is because our neurons are able to mirror the neurons of the divine immediately. Through quantum tunneling, we are able to travel through the divine energy and mirror the exact same neurons.
The science of Bhava Samadhi Darshan, then Bhagavan Sri Krishna once saw his extraordinary sweetness reflected in the jeweled wall. He was amazed and said, "How unprecedented and astonishing is this deep and indescribable sweetness of mine. When I see it, even I become greedy to enjoy it, sweetness, just like the Radhika. When I see my own sweetness in the mirror, I become eager to taste it, but I cannot. After due consideration, I find that the only way to release this sweetness is through the constitution of Sri Radhika."
The Bhava Samadhi Darshan is the science of the Nijavatara, manifesting Paramashiva, which is the consciousness, formless, expressing true being of Paramashiva, which is the Divya Sharira, light body, and manifests as the Nijavatara, the physical form, for us to experience Paramashiva. Here we have a Shastra Pramana. Here we have a Shastra Pramana from the Malini, Vijyottara Tantra, 60th verse. कथनात् शक्तिपादत्वा यथापादावलोकनात् परसागात् परगुरोः सम्यक् प्राप्यते paramam padam. By the enlightening teachings of the Guru, by the Shaktipada, the graceful transmission of spiritual powers from the Guru, by looking at the sacred feet of the Guru, or by the loving complete favor of the Guru Prasada, the ultimate goal and space, Paramapadam, is obtained.
Devi Parashakti expresses through the being of Rajarajeswari and manifests as Nijavatara, physical form, Devi Meenakshi.
Bhagavan Paramashiva expresses through the being of Subramanya and manifests as the Nijavatara, physical form of Bhagavan Muruga.
Bhagavan Paramashiva expresses the being of Arunagiri Yogeshwara and manifests as Nijavatara, physical form, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, SDS Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashiva.
Bhagavan Parandama expresses through the being of Mahavishnu and manifests as the Nijavatara, the physical form of Bhagavan Venkateshwara.
The Archavatara deity reflects the consciousness and manifestation of the superconscious energy, but human beings are not mature enough to receive the higher level experiences from the Archavatara directly. The avatar, physically embodied form, comes down to bridge the gap and create experience of the superconscious energy in all of us.
When we have the Bhava Samadhi Darshan of the Nijavatara, manifesting beings of various dimensions of Paramashiva, the auspicious components and the powerfulness of those dimensions of Paramashiva are awakened in us.
The dimension of Paramashiva manifesting in the Nijavatara for us to experience the same is Bhava Samadhi Darshan.
The Bhava Samadhi Darshan is the direct experience of causeless bliss. During the Bhava Samadhi Darshan, our being becomes alive and it celebrates with the energy wave of existence.
Our very muscles learn to imbibe and radiate Paramashiva. Bhava Samadhi Darshan is like a window to the infinite expanse of consciousness, allowing us to glimpse the formless in a way that we can understand.
Even without much effort from our side, our very bio-memory awakens to the space of Paramashiva, which is the ultimate consciousness during the Bhava Samadhi Darshan.
To have the glimpse of having darshan of an avatar cleanses the karmas of lifetimes and creates a deep and lasting transformation in us.
Gratitude enables the reflection of consciousness on all levels, physical, psychological, and ultimately conscious level. The Darshan meditation is the preparation which helps us fall into that space of gratitude, and it is during that time we drop the conscious resolution, which is a Satya Sankalpa, of anything we want or need in our life. We are ready to reflect the consciousness of Paramashiva. That is all you need to manifest the best for your life and the lives of the people around you.
The right context that you need to have to receive the darshan is that I know you are the source of everything. You are everything, and you are in the embodied form of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, HDS Bhagavan Nityananda Paramasham, and you are in this body. You are the source for both. Let me connect with you. Let you reveal yourself to me. Let me be in the Bhava Samadhi of you. So, this is the right context that all of you need to hold on. All of you need to declare to the Paramashiva to receive the Bhava Samadhi darshan of Devi Parashakti.
Let us now take a few minutes and set up the Panchopachara Puja, which helps in allows our being to be receptive towards receiving the Bhava Samadhi. Now, as we come to the end of this segment, we're now going to be entering into the next segment of today's program, which is the power manifestation session. As we have gone extensively over the right context for the Bhava Samadhi darshan, the science of power manifestation, as well as the power manifestation demonstration, and understanding how we need to protect ourselves from the COVID 19 pandemic, how Swamiji is supporting the whole world by opening up Adi Kailasa, being the safe haven for anyone and everyone who wants to protect themselves and to have a safe place for the pandemic. It is now time that we enter into the next part of this program, which is the power manifestation session. It is through this power manifestation session we connect with Swamiji, we allow his energy to flow through us, and allowing all the auspicious things to happen in our lives. Please sit straight with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Bring your awareness to your Anandaganda and visualize Swamiji sitting there in your Anandaganda as Paramashiva, the 25 heads and 50 hands. Now, start chanting the Mahavakya mantra, Om Nityananda Paramashivoham, as we get ready to receive Swamiji. Close your eyes, inhale deeply, and allow the mantra to reverberate from the very depths of your being. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.
Great spiritual sciences unique to Hinduism. Subtle, otherworldly, but definitive sign. Manifesting the cosmic beings in Archavatara, deities in Nijavatara, living incarnations is possible. Understand?
ज्ञानन्दं परमसुखदं केवली साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is power manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagwan himself explaining what is power manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you, due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift. Playing with life. Playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive.
Of power manifestation. Science of power manifestation is authentic, time-tested, scientific, and foolproof. The pramanas, the scientific evidences and other evidences to show that each one of us can manifest the powers, and it is a science that it can be repeated any number of times. The Shastra Pramana, the evidence from the scriptures. The scriptures are the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Vedas and the Agamas. The Apta Pramana, the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamars, Alvars, Siddhas, and so many who are the authority of Hinduism, manifested all the powers of Paramashiva, which is authentic, time-tested, scientific, and foolproof. The Apta Pramana, account of His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam's this millennium's avatar's personal experience of power manifestation. Bhagavan has beautifully aligned it to the Aptas and the Shastras as per the Shastras. Shakshi Pramana, experience of the millions of disciple devotee followers all around the world manifesting the powers of Paramashiva initiated by Bhagavan himself. Pratyaksha Pramana, the scientific study measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state, the thoughtless space that we can experience as Shaktipada. Beautifully, Bhagavan has given us the ultimate science that we can manifest all our reality, experience the oneness with Paramashiva. Let's go to the Shastra Pramana. The Shastra Pramana are the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures. The scriptural reference for the power of Akashic reading from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantras, Sutra 84, Dharana 61.
For the power of remote viewing or Akashic reading is taken from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 84, Dharana 61. Akasham vimalam pashyan kritva drishtim nirantaram stabhatma takshanad devi bhairavam vapurapnuyat. Akasham vimalam pashyam kritva drishtim nirantaram stabdhatma takshanad devi bhairavam vapurapnuyat.
One of the most beautiful power is Akashic reading. When you understand the Akasha, you will understand how we function, how the thoughts, how the time component, how the Akasha component all are related. Bhagavan Paramashiva says it beautifully. Looking at the spotless, infinite etheric space, Akasha, beyond the skies and clouds, one should fix one's gaze from the third eye without blinking continuously and make the body and the inner space steady and motionless. Bhagavan beautifully says how the Akasha, how Bhagavan has beautifully told us that we are like Kata Kasha. Kata means pot. Kasha is the consciousness. We are like a consciousness caught up in the body. The body is like a pot, matter. And if we realize that we are not just the body, but we are consciousness, Paramashiva himself, we become the Chitakasha, Chidambara. Chitakasha is how we exist as reality. And simply we will understand the Mahakasha, the macrocosm. If we understand the Chitakasha, the microcosm, how it functions. And all this, Bhagavan has beautifully said, when the thoughts go lower and lower, simply the time stops. The Kala is brought into zero if the thoughts per second is zero. The thoughts merges into time and simply we merge into the higher reality. The cognition, length, breadth, depth. The depth pushes us into the timeless space and experience the etheric space, which is Akasha. Akasha is not just one above you, but you yourself. Everything, if you see, you are a quantum happening as a electron, proton, neutron, which is actually vibrating and behaves like a quantum. How it can disappear, how it can appear, how it is so random that we cannot bring a particular way of existence, logical way, but something much beyond that. And how the quantum happens as a frequency. Bhagavan, when asked how he sees us, he says, I see as frequency of, this is like a immature kids frequency, and that looks like some blocked frequency like adults. He sees us as a frequency, as energy, and we understand as matter. We think only what is which is touching our body is a matter, which is our body. But beyond that, we are not able to perceive because we put a borderline and we call that as us, the identity that we carry. But when we go into the depth of the identity, and how do we do that? Here he says that continuously, if you hold the space steadily in the most Paramashanta Swarupa inside you, make your body and the inner space steady and motionless inside you. And then what happens? The very moment, oh Devi, one attains the nature and powers of infinite space, Bhairava. We recognize ourselves as how we are a frequency, a energy which can manifest into any form, any dimension, anything. If we are something which is getting affected, then we should be affected in our dream state, in other states of consciousness also. But even as the worst is worst happening in our life, we are not touched when we are sleeping. We are sleeping like a baby, not even touched by anything. But if we bring that context, understanding that even when we are awake now, that we are not touched by anything. Bhagavan beautifully explains in Atma Pramana, that's the Rahasya, like how you have a huge place which is very dark cave, and one small lamp you take it, it brightens up the whole place immediately. Even though 10,000 years the cave was dark, it doesn't matter. It took only one lamp, 1 minute to bring the brightness. Same way, Bhagavan says, your consciousness can be the once you decide to look within rather than outer world. When you're caught up with outer world, it is only the Maya. We are constantly going on thinking about what is that we need to achieve outside. We have to complete outside, what we need to finish outside, or plan something, or get out of the problem. Whatever we are thinking, it's still outside. We are caught in trouble. We are wasting our time. If we understand that inside is the switch, that we can go inside us and experience the oneness. The oneness is the ultimate space, that everything is in the quantum, the Paramashiva space in you with a deep love. Bhagavan so beautifully says, whoever you think you are in love as God. For example, wives, you used to think that husbands are God. Children used to think parents are God. If they hold that context in anyone as husband and wife as God, and they pour their love, what they would come out as is Paramashanta Swarupa and the space of I am Paramashiva. Because what you see in others through love is what you are inside you. So that is why they are able to be in such a high context, such a high reality. Bhagavan beautifully said a story from Upanishad once, when there was a yogi, he was meditating, and in the deep meditation, there was a bird flying above and put something on him. So he looked at the bird, and the bird became Basma. And simply the bird fell down. So after that, he goes, because he's hungry, to a house, and he asks the lady for the food. So when he went for the bhiksha, the lady says, I'm very busy with my husband, but I'm not the bird. You can just make me into ashes. Please wait. I'll come back only after serving my husband, because I think my husband is God. So I have to serve him first. And he was so shocked at the statement that she said, how she knew about the bird incident which happened in the forest, and how she's telling that. And when serving the food, he asked her, how did you know, madam, that I was going through inside the forest? And beautifully she replies, you have to go and ask the butcher in the North Kasi. He will give you the explanation. And he was so shocked, and he goes to Kasi to meet this butcher, and he goes and sees for this butcher, and he sees the butcher and asks him. The minute he said, I have come to ask you something, the butcher said, yes, you went to the lady to ask how that bird became ash, that she told you to understand the science. You have come here. And it's so shocking for him. How did the butcher know that what happened between him and the lady and the bird? It was so odd by him. But he said so beautifully that I serve my parents. Even though I am butcher, I serve my parents as they are gods. And continuously I pour the love. So everything in my life, because of the chastity I have, everything becomes very clear in my life, and I can see everything as it is. That is what happens when you are in love with somebody and you see them as God. You are seeing them as consciousness, and you become consciousness. Or you yourself see your inner space as Akasha, consciousness, Paramashiva, more and more. That solves everything, because you are in a higher reality. It's like you seeing a parking lot from a 10th floor. You can simply spot the empty space. That is all Bhagavan is giving us, the higher cognitions to let go all these incompletions, whatever we are going through, as a dream. It is not the way we perceive it. It exists in a much different way. Wake up, he's calling us to wake up call, to make us all super conscious, to experience all the powers of Paramashiva and much more. Let's go to Apta Pramana. Aptas are the rishis, munis, ganas, nainamas, siddhas. All of them have experienced this superconscious breakthrough, and they are showing us how we can experience the reality. This is from Raghavendra official website. Sri Raghavendra Swami confirms the prediction down by the astrologer. So this is Akashic reading, power of revealing the happening in the immediate future. So once three astrologer goes to Raghavendra, and Raghavendra asks them to predict his lifespan. So they go through and calculate his longevity. After hours of calculation, three of them came back and said, one said he would live 70 years, the other said he would live 300 years, and third one said 700 years. All the devotees' disciples were like curious, what is the correct answer? And he beautifully said, yes, I live as three forms, and all the three are correct. 70 years I live in my body and radiate the enlightened space, and 300 years I would live as material books and all other that has been produced as the organization, and 700 years I would live as Jiva Samadhi, radiating the consciousness to all of you and blessing you. Bhagavan beautifully says, when they go into such a beautiful samadhi, they just go and put Padmasana and sit down and leave their body. And they are in the high samadhi consciousness. It is equal to much more than the nuclear power. He says closer to 10,000 suns. That much of energy is packed in that body and packed in that place. If whoever goes to that and whatever we have, it is so bright that our whatever incompletion is not working, but simply our reality becomes True. That is why so many people go to all these samadhi to get blessings, because they are radiating in such level of consciousness that if you go near them, we start radiating. That is exactly what happens during the power manifestation. When we all sit together and manifest the powers of Paramashiva, all of us put together, we radiate into the highest space. And Bhagavan himself says, I am there, my presence can be felt, and I manifest through you as Paramashiva. So Bhagavan himself sits and manifests through all of us, experiencing the Paramashiva. Let's hear Bhagavan speaking on Akasha, and how Akasha simply reflects in us when we align with the consciousness.
And do not have guilt or worry if you have the influence of the past and influence of the future on present now. Guilt or fear is a one more incompletion that is not going to help. So not engaging with guilt, not engaging with fear, unclutching with fear, incompletions, guilt is the right attitude. Understand, the official attitude towards incompletions, towards guilt, towards fear is unclutching. And all the further manipulation of fears, if you unclutch, life will become worse. All those fears are manipulation of fears. All those multi-level fears do not have the real existence. They are delusion, constantly invading your inner space to destroy the possibility of enlightenment. Please understand, anyone who comes to simple awareness stops behaving agitated, immature, rough, like multiple personality, all this layered fears, fear, guilt, powerlessness, incompletion are layered. Please understand, this is the Deva Rahasya. They all do not have influence over your present moment. This present moment, you meet the consciousness. Consciousness meets Kala directly. So, any practice you do in the present moment, for example, you declare completion, immediately, even 2000 years of incompletion has no power over you. This is Deva Rahasya. Understand? This Deva Rahasya can empower the truth in you just like that. You can manifest Paramashiva now. Only thing, don't become arrogant. Don't become arrogant. When this truth was given to Brahma, he became Paramashiva. He became one with Paramashiva. But unfortunately, he could not maintain himself in that state. He started developing arrogance and started abusing Shiva and Guru. Paramashiva, who gave this truth to Brahma as Guru, he started abusing the Guru, thinking that he knows the whole business trick or trick of the trade or the whole thing. Then Kalabhairava manifests and removes his own head and makes him understand the truth ultimate, and again gives him back the Parabrahma space, and Brahma continues to do his responsibility of creation. Understand, Kalabhairava is eternal compassion, eternal love. Whenever you express love, even in simple acts, like giving a smile, giving a sweet hug, without calculating, even simple act you do, the strength you feel is Kalabhairava's strength. It is Kalabhairava's strength. A lady devotee with a mentally little challenged child goes to Ramakrishna and asks, what wrong I did that I have got a child like this? Ramakrishna says, remember that child is God and take care, you will become enlightened. Because the simple act of giving love strengthens your Kala dimension. And if you remember, cognize to whom you are giving love is God, it becomes devotion. I tell you, every time you share love, every time you use love as the strategy for your existence, the joy oozes out in your being is the strength of Kalabhairava. Strength of Kalabhairava. Kalabhairava is eternally loving, caring, blissful, ferocious, ecstatic, blissful, ferocious. Meditate on him. Be eternally loving like him. You will be just. Understand? All justness manifests from extreme love. That is why Kala Bhairava is Lord of Yama. Kala Bhairava is the Lord of integrity. Kala Bhairava is Lord of justice. All justice is delivered cosmically only from the pure space of love. Maintain the intense space of love. Paramashiva will raise you to the space of being a justice, delivering justice to the world. Compassionate, eternally loving are always kept in the space of delivering justice, giving justice. Understand? Extreme compassion, extreme joy, extreme ecstasy. Intense powerfulness and strength in you. Just go on be sharing smile and love to anything you see. Hug anything you see. If you don't have any object in front, hug the air. You will build strong body and heavy muscles like Kalabhairava. Listen. Listen to this Deva Rahasya. Look everything you see with love. Hug everything you see, including the air. You will build healthy, powerful, heavy body and grounded being. Superconscious flowering. Sannyasa is seeing everything you see through love, hugging everything you see. One with everything you see. People, objects, animate or inanimate. In the cosmos, there is no inanimate. In Kala, there is no inanimate. It is a space where the big bangs and black holes, planets, suns and stars and moons evolve. Billions of years exist and dissolve spontaneously, simultaneously, without gap. Billions of years without gap. Meditate on it. Meditate on it. Meditate on it. It is Deva Rahasya. The moment you understand this, your third eye will open up. Billions and billions of yugas. Zillions and zillions of years without gap. Meditate on it. That is Kala Bhairava's fire. The Prabha, Tejas, shining of Kala Bhairava is this powerful cognition. Zillions and zillions of yugas, years, without gap. Universes, multiverses happen, exists for billions of years, dissolve, but no gap. It is spontaneous and simultaneous. Meditate on this in your third eye. Meditate on this in your third eye. Kala Bhairava, deep compassionate being, will reveal the secret of time in your consciousness. This is the initiation.
So beautiful. Bhagavan himself initiating all of us into the Akashic reading. He says, whoever comes to my space of Kailash Courtyard, I will manifest through them. So beautiful. Now you can hear the Shakshi Pramana of all these balasans, how they manifest the Akashic records.
The Sadashivam space becomes permanently established within yourself. When you just see the way the kids are sitting here, just see the body language of them, you'll understand this. Because they're not sitting in whichever casual way they want. Just see their body language. Normally, if you see their body language, it will be completely different from the way how it is right now. Body language of each kid.
With this, let's move to the instruction and Pratyaksha Pramana.
So beautiful that balasans continuous Akashic reading, how they exist. Pratyaksha Pramana. Pratyaksha Pramana is the scientific references. Here we have as time exists simultaneously as a dimension of space, all energy of information. Energy is nothing but subjective information is waiting to decoded depending on the parameters an object used. To explain with this simple analogy, electricity is a coded energy and is decoded in an object called the light bulb, thus manifest as light. At the classical level, all information is stored in bits in the computer language as binary zeros and ones, which is then decoded by software of the computer. As mentioned earlier, the quantum level. Information is stored in qubits, and qubits of information are present across the entire fabric of cosmos and represents the entire information held within the cosmos in time and space. If you understand that, how it exists, how Bhagavan beautifully said, how Kala Bhairava exists, each one of us can awaken that space in us as Kala Bhairava, as Paramashiva, and manifest as Parashakti happening. All that you want to happen just simply gets revealed. All the information is available for all of us because everything is connected. If somebody asks you, can you tell you about your hand? You do not ask the hand what it is. You just know it because you think you are a part of it. All you need to do is your inner space, which is quantum and which is consciousness, which is Paramashiva. More and more you get aligned to the inner space of yourself. Who is it who remembers you? Which is the happening of all that which is happening out here. You will simply know that everything is related, connected, and can be downloaded by you as and when you want. Simply by being in that space and trying it out again and again as by manifestation, you will settle down the fluttering space and start manifesting such pure conscious space which will become reality every time. Such a beautiful clarity that Bhagavan has given us to manifest the powers of Akashic reading. Now we are going to read the Akashic reading of the happenings of immediate future. And if you have a partner, that's wonderful. If you don't have a partner, you can call somebody and say, I'm going to do your past and your future reading. And I'm going to predict what is going to happen in next 24 hours. Like how the lady simply said what happened in his past and what could happen when he goes to Kashi to see the butcher. Same way you're going to predict your friends, your family's past, future. Just exactly like that. If you have Jnananjan in your Kantamala, you can take it and apply in the 3 points that Bhagavan has given. And if you can record the whole episode, what you're going to tell and what you're going to write, that will be really beautiful because these are happening that Bhagavan is downloading in you. So simple recording all these videos will be the ultimate. And here, if you do not have a partner, you can make partners in the YouTube or Facebook or you don't have a partner, you can write the details and then see how things are getting predicted in their person if they are not immediately available. If you can write the past happening, like past one day, you have not met somebody and you'd say, this is the dress you were wearing, this is the color you were wearing, and this is what happened in your life as a unique happening of yesterday. And then today, this is what is going to happen to you in next 24 hours. This is the person who's going to call you. This is the person you're going to meet. And this is the discussion you're going to have. Simply, they will be so shocked. How did you know all these things? Because you are aligned to that person in the cosmic archive, and simply you can read anybody's record. Just like the Zoom, all of us are sitting in the Zoom. Each one can see each other when we open up the camera, and each one can say what is the other person doing. Exactly like that, you can see in the consciousness, your inner space is connected to everything and everyone. You can simply download any information that you want. All you need to do is surrender your identity, the passbook that you have, as your identities needs to be surrendered before you enter this flight of Kailash Courtyard. And sit back and relax, and Bhagavan himself will manifest as his identity and his revelation to you. Only thing, don't go back to the thoughts, words, any action. Just sit down, settle down in yourself, in deep oneness with Paramashiva, in that love, in the joy. How you see Parashakti, her smile, her gestures, her commands, her blessings, her initiation, and Kala Bhairava, his strength, and all that he's showering on each of us, all that is happening as our inner space. Hold that cognition, and simply you'll see something beyond happening. That Bhagavan says, once you are inside, you will simply start revealing your higher identity. You going and trying to fix outside is like fixing on the mirror. It never works. If you get hurt, if you fix on the mirror, will it ever work? It will not. That's exactly what we do. So drop the identity for a few minutes. Whatever you're thinking, tell very clearly. You drop it when you're in the deep sleep, when you're dreaming. So now also you can drop it for a few minutes and be only with Paramashiva. That is completely unclutching from anything that you know as you. And complete completion, understanding, this higher understanding gives you a pure completion. People have walked out of cancer, Bhagavan says, when they know the life is a dream. It's a dream that you are experiencing, and you can walk out and fix the dream also. That is the reality that Bhagavan is trying to give us, that you are the command of the whole plane. Simply Bhagavan rides you into all the directions that you are in oneness with him. And it's an extreme, such a beautiful space of compassion by Bhagavan to manifest all your realities. So all you need to do is sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Bring Paramashiva to your third eye. Constantly chant loudly Mahavakya, listening to the center of the sound. Whether you do Om meditation or you're chanting the Mahavakya, try to listen to the center of the sound, which puts you into the thoughtless space and makes you experience the superconscious breakthrough. Bhagavan says it's equal to the 10,000 suns that you can experience as a glimpse. So don't miss the glimpse. Chant loudly and deeply so that you can listen to it with a deep connection, and hold the space of Shaktipada and entangle with Bhagavan in the quantum space. All you need to do is just be here, available. All you need is availability, nothing more. Your inner space available to Paramashiva to manifest as reality. It is happening. All you need to do is be available, not get carried away with your phones. Keep your gadgets away for a few minutes. Chant the Mahavakya. Just entangle with Bhagavan. Be in the deep space of oneness. Simply you will see all the letters appearing. Write down all the details, and at the end of this cycle, we'll have 2 cycles. End of this cycle, you can verify with them. And if you have questions, please post it in the Facebook or YouTube. I'll answer your questions also. Thank you. Let's start. Sit straight. Bring Paramashiva in your third eye. And let's start chanting the Mahavakya intensely.
Om Paramashivam
Om Nityananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. 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 ॐ नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम् 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.
Yes, so beautiful. So just as you all are experiencing the Akashic reading, just happening inside you as words, letters, and if you can see in the Atma Murti, that's excellent. How the Balasan see in golden letters on Swamiji's Murti, that is the ultimate. But even if it occurs as a sound, as a no conscious reading in your third eye, that is more beautiful. Again and again starts letting the download happen, not trying to look at it, not trying to do anything about it. Just surrender everything to Bhagwan's lotus feet as it appears again and again in your inner space. Let just be an observer of what is life and what is that happening. How a child, Bhagwan beautifully says, if the mother hen is sitting on the egg, it'll be looking, but there will be no action in the eyes. You have to sit on it like that. and how a baby would be looking at everything but nothing fixed or nothing grasped, no words to understand our reality. It is in the conscious space and so blissful that it does not understand the meaning to life the way we are, the space of a child. Just like be like that, you will simply understand the higher cognitions, higher reality. Bhagavan beautifully refers to the how if you're searching for a parking lot in the first floor and finding it so difficult, but you can just see it on a screen from a 10th floor, how it is arranged and where is the spot, you just get it in a minute. That's exactly how you can just get it and know the exact decisions and healing and everything auspiciousness flowing through you as Akashic reading. Each of these powers removes so much of blocks to make you that Paramashiva, Parashakti. And each time you scan somebody or you are seeing the Akasha, simply that gets reflected in your brain as consciousness, and your life also gets very clear and vivid more than before, manifesting your own reality as your own predictions. So such a beautiful space of oneness. That's why it gives such a joy and such a powerful space when you do the Akashic records. Even a glimpse of that, the joy is so overflowing. Like Kalabhairava simply landing in you and showing you what it needs to be revealed. That's the most experience, best, blessed experience that we can have. Bhagavan said, each time I sit as Parashakti, I know she is happening in many bodies and she will reveal herself in many ways. And that is exactly what Bhagavan is doing, making all of us as Parashakti and making us manifest what he wants to say as reality. So just surrender and be in that oneness, that love, that beautiful romance that you experience in your heart, in yourself, with Swamiji, with the whole consciousness, cosmos, and simply it will get revealed in you as reality. We'll have one more cycle. If nothing appears, don't worry. There is nothing to nothing appears. If your nothing is appearing, you are in Samadhi. So be happy that you are in the ultimate zone that needs to be there. It's the biggest blessing if nothing is appearing. So if something is appearing, please write down whatever it is. I'm just feeling like having a coffee. Is it my thought or something that I have to reveal to somebody? Do not judge. Just write down, I feel like having coffee. Everything is given to you, write down. I know in the clutter you're searching for something so precious, but you will note it when you write it down and see after the end of the cycle. So when you are in the process of experiencing, do not judge and waste your time with the mind. Just note down whatever Parashakti is revealing through you, her presence just happening. How Bhagavan says, sit with 25 heads and 70 hands and the 70 eyes and 75 eyes and 50 hands, sorry, with the third eye I have to count. So 75 eyes and 50 hands and 25 heads. How you're going to experience as Parashakti, as a mother overflowing love into every being on planet Earth. Just be in that space and chant the Mahavakya. Continuously chant the Mahavakya and hold that oneness space with Bhagavan, and simply you will manifest all the Akashic reading. If you can read out the past of a person, an important happening that has happened in the recent past, that will be so nice to verify. And if you can predict something in just next 24 hours, as simple as it can be a dress color or a person, that person is going to speak up. Anything is fine, but it can be some complicated things also, but whatever Parashakti reveals to you as prasada, take it and offer it to them also. So we'll start the second cycle now. Let's sit straight with the head, neck and spine in a straight line and start chanting the Mahavakya, bringing Parashakti to your third eye. Again and again, hold that space for a few minutes and let's experience her completely. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya.
Nityananda Paramashivam. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. Nityananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम् ॐ नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम्.
So beautiful. Whatever Paramashiva, Parashakti has revealed in all of us, just share it in tinyurl.com/powermanifestation. Bhagavan beautifully says how we have a treasure inside us and how we can tell the world how the world are holding us. If you buy a beautiful car, you want to showcase to all your friends and families. Why is that? You want to cause their reality that how you are holding that beautiful space. That's exactly how your power manifestation, much more than just a car or whatever small things, you got a job or you got a married or whatever. This is much more than that. You are Paramashiva. You have manifested something beyond a logical way of expressing something. So share it with the world again and again. When you share it, simply after a few times they start thinking, hey, something must be real in this and something is there. I also need to see what it is, and drop their identity also. But billions of people are suffering in so many ways. They can come to Parashakti, get healed, and that will be so nice. And the one of your sharing just goes to them at some point of time and just heals them. So don't miss to share your inner space. And by sharing, you are expanding in your inner space. You're telling, hey, I'm a $1 trillion kid. I just can manifest any reality I want. So don't miss to share because you're expanding in your inner space. And don't forget to click on the $sign for what Bhagavan is showering on us, putting so many things together just for our superconscious breakthrough. All you can do is drop a coin. And why do we drop a coin? A unit of our currency to expand our Kailasa in our inner space. We are aligned to only thing which oaths, and that we owe by spending $1 on it. And the same thing we will do with our inner space also. We buy something which is so precious. Same way, you are expanding your inner space by dropping the coin. That's why you have a wishing well, you have a hundi in the temple as the first thing, or you buy a gift when you go to somebody's house to expand your inner space of love and contribution. And gratitude is the best way and the fastest route to manifesting your reality. Any reality, gratitude is the fastest route. Like how you have different routes on GPS, gratitude is the shortest route, Bhagavan says. So with that deep, beautiful gratitude space, earning space of Bhagavan to manifest in your life as auspiciousness, as abundance, as health, as healing, as a new career, as a new breakthrough, all that for Bhagavan to shower or Bhagavan himself as your reality. Ask Bhagavan in the humble request by surrendering all your powerful cognition, your joys, your incompletion, everything surrender to Bhagavan's lotus feet. Whatever you manifested, also surrender to Bhagavan's lotus feet and ask him in a deep gratitude and earning. Make this as my reality, Paramashiva as my reality, you yourself as my reality. Then simply Bhagavan will shower in all of us. And thank you so much for staying back the whole session. There'll be continuously more sessions happening, and simply be tuned for all the sessions. And thank you so much for being here today. There'll be more sessions coming up. And we'll end with the Purna Mantra, thanking Bhagavan, thanking each one of you in deep gratitude. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nityananda Paramashivam Padukarpanamastu. Om Nityanandam. Thank you so much. See you all again after the satsang for more manifestation powers. Nityanandam.